Clone is seen waving around a Jedi's lightsaber.
I am a Jedi.
I am a Jedi.
If you really were a Jedi, you'd be dead. Come on, Kicker. I hate to do something to liven up this assignment.
I should probably
We've
go to
survived
Coruscant
what,
and level up
100
my
missions? I honestly think this is the one that will kill me.
As they continue to manage the holocrons, lightsabers, and artifacts from their inventory list, they exclaim their distaste for the waste of their potential and training. As the clone continues to converse the rumors they've overheard, one mentions that they've beaten the Separatists, while the other clone tells him it won't be them who fights the new threats to come.
What you mean? I heard they shut down the
This is my first time actually playing through
They'll
it.
train up the last
I only
batch of
played one
clones,
time,
that's it.
back in like
That's crazy.
2000
Who will
and
protect the Empire?
like 20.
As the clone continues to explain
And I
how he
only got up to,
believes
like,
their
level
fighting
14
days
and
are
I was
over,
playing as a
the
Sith.
group leader speaks
Probably
up.
because I didn't like
We've
the
got
Sith story as
incoming.
much. That was kind of dull.
As Vader's ship enters the airspace, he is contacted by the clones, telling him not to come any closer or else they'll be forced to engage in
I'm
war.
going to stay here
Now, we
farming.
should remember that
Actually,
at this
nah.
point, the clones have
Let's go
absolutely no
upgrade my
clue
ship
who
first,
Vader
and then I'm
is.
gonna come
The galaxy
back and
thinks
farm.
Anakin is dead, and the Sith don't exist, along with the exterminated Jedi.
I have docking codes for this station, Lord Vader. I can transmit them on your
Lord
order.
Vader.
Lord Vader.
As Vader continues to move
What's
in
up,
on the
guys?
Empire's territory, the clones
For,
engage
anybody
in
on
heavy
YouTube,
fire
Star Night,
upon
guys,
him,
hope you guys are
not
having a
knowing
good
who
morning.
or what
I
is
did
coming
not
for
just
them.
start my
Wind it up.
stream.
Roger that.
Stream's been going on
Master,
all night,
with your
but
permission, I can transmit our
I
authorization
did just
code
start on
and end
YouTube,
the
so you
situation
guys are having a
immediately.
good morning and shit.
No. Activate weapon system.
Looks like we've got ourselves a fight, boys. What the? He got them both. How do you...
With your permission, Lord Vader, I can activate the rear cannons and fire our pursuers.
There is no need. I know where they are. I can sense them. Their fear, their pain, their end.
As the clones from the base look on in horror from the computers, they start to realize that maybe all the Jedi aren't dead. That just maybe they missed one, and he's back for vengeance.
Whoever he is, he's managed to deactivate the way station security protocols. That means he's about to dock. If we can protect him, prove our worth, maybe word gets back to the Emperor. Maybe he keeps us around. Maybe we get to put on those red helmets to stand right next to the Emperor himself. Ready yourselves, troopers. He's coming through.
As Vader breaks down the heavy metal
This is
door, the
probably,
clone
by the way, chat, if you guys are wondering what we're listening to right now, this is the, basically, I guess you could say, like, the audio book version of the Vader Complete Canon comic series.
are struck with fear as they wonder
Probably one of the
who the
best
heck
fucking
is
stories
that,
from Star
never
Wars
having seen
that
this
they have
monster
not,
before
like, ever
in their
done.
lives.
Take him
Like, live
down.
action or
As the room is
animated
filled
stuff
with
like
blue blaster fire, Vader uses the Force to move the attacks away from him, being hit a few times in the leg and shoulder as he slams troopers to the walls and into one another.
Keep the pressure on. Concentrate your firepower. We've got him.
As Vader tests his new body and Force powers, he crumples the troopers with a heavy box. Having enough of this nonsense, he summons a nearby lightsaber with the Force to his grasp.
Okay, that's definitely a Jedi. But what is 66? Oh, I thought we killed them all. Say it a little louder, Ding. He might not have heard you.
Now it was game over. Vader lunges at them with the Force and presses his attack, swiftly slicing through each clone like a hot knife in blood.
Fall back. Recruit on deck.
As Vader walks over to the
Alright, let me get
computer,
the fuck
he
outta here.
asks his droid,
Does this archive contain a record of all Jedi assignment before the execution of Order 66?
Yes, a backup from the
Got it,
primary
the
records
library.
at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant.
I require data on any Jedi
Got some
who took the
valor.
Barash vow
Nice.
prior to the Purge.
The
Barish
Barish vow.
vow.
Clarify your need for this information.
I do not expect to be questioned. I expect to be obeyed.
As long as I serve you, I will do both. If I ask for a question, it is because I believe the answer will enhance my service. Potential responses to your query include over 14,000 Jedi since the founding of the Order. I can recite
Oh,
all
what the
available
fuck?
data on these Jedi. It will take several months, or you could clarify. Either is acceptable to me.
My master ordered me to take the Kyber crystal for my
happened?
lightsaber from a Jedi I have defeated in combat. Because of the Purge, the task has become difficult. right. I require a living Jedi. Finding a Barish Taker seems the easiest route, if one exists. Any Jedi pursuing Barish has sworn to refrain from activities related to the Order. Complete disengagement from anything but the Force. It is a type of penance. While a Barish Taker would have felt the purge, they would have not allowed themselves to respond to it, or take action of any kind.
Which means they may not have gone into hiding after Order 66. I understand. Lord Vader, thank you. Resuming search protocol. Lord Vader, explosive device detected. Take cover. The explosive device did not explode.
Yes, I am aware.
Get down on your knees. You're coming with us. Coming with us? Just shoot him, Ding. I have a better idea. We know what Jedi are capable of. They're powerful, but they have limits. There's no way he can do anything to us while he's keeping that grenade from exploding. We'll get him in restraints, and
Wait,
then
is a pet different
out.
than a fucking
and
mount?
then what? And
Like,
then
is a pet
we'll
different
take him
than a
back to the
companion?
Emperor, offer him up like a prize.
Like,
Who
can you have
knows
a pet
what he'll give us if we
on
bring him a
top of a
Jedi traitor?
companion?
No more retirement.
That would be fucking
Red
fire,
helmets,
bro.
for sure.
Troopers, you have made a mistake.
Oh yeah? What's that? Breathe.
I am not a Jedi. I have no limits. Have you completed your search? I would prefer that this phase of the operation be completed quickly.
I have it, Master. Search complete.
Who?
It is unlikely you have encountered him before. He has been on his pilgrimage since before you entered the Jedi Temple.
Who?
He is unique, even for a Jedi.
So thanks for
His
following,
name
man.
is Kirak
I appreciate it,
Infila.
Chasto.
It has been many years since he has
Good
been
morning, by the
active
way.
in Jedi affairs, but the records show that even when he was, he did not take part in diplomacy training or research. Apparently, Master Infila had precisely one purpose within the Order: to fight.
So in today's issue, we meet Kirak Infila, the mysterious Jedi Master who took the Barish vow. Now, for those who don't know or didn't watch the other videos, it's essentially just this oath taken by Jedi to refrain from all activities of the Order. In this Master's case, he felt the pain from Order 66, however, refrained from responding to it. As we see him fight his Jedi training droid on Aldolim in the Mid-Rim, we get a slight demo of Master Infila's abilities, as his droid says,
Fighting while assembling 4 Padawans' traps at once, Master Infila. It seems ill-advised, even for you.
which shows us just a little bit of his skill in fighting, and it's clearly masterful.
So you
especially
literally have
seeing
to
as how he
choose
keeps
between
in
them.
shape
That is
during
so
times of
gay,
peace,
so that's where it
or
went.
so he thinks. Coming to a dead stop with his training, he looks into the distance and utters,
Something is coming. Something dark. Prepare the mountain's defenses.
As Vader's ship
So I
nears,
do still have
his
that ability,
droid
I
tells
just
him of the threat approaching,
was
as the
looking in
ship
the wrong
is hit
places.
with a massive metal piece of art, sending Vader's ship crashing to the ground. His droid tells him that the systems will be online in no more than 2 days,
That's it, huh?
hoping
That's all I have.
Vader will wait
So max
until
level's like
then
80,
to
70,
attack.
okay.
Vader, being who he is,
So I'm actually
leaves the
halfway
ship
there.
to search the planet for the Jedi.
I do not wish to disappoint him.
As Vader dodges and looks up to the cliff's peak, he sees the Jedi he has been searching for.
What is this?
Wasting no
Direct
time,
damage,
he
man.
reaches out and chokes him using the Force until the Jedi
Direct
has
damage,
enough
man.
and sends a
Damage,
shockwave
damage,
blast
melee.
to disarm the attack, asking Vader if it was him who caused the shift in the Force of all the Jedi's death.
For my transgressions, I took the
I need to make,
Barish
like, a
vow
friend
to
that
live
is like a
alone
fucking
inside
bro
the
in this
Force
game.
until my true power
You
of the
just teach me all like the
Jedi
little
clear.
gimmicks.
I declare my Barish complete, for my brothers and sisters are dead, and their murderer stands before me. I know my path, killer, and its end is also yours. This mountain is called Pasvala. It is a sacred place designed to test all Jedi who come here. The higher you go, the more demanding the challenges become. I will await you
Really
at the
taunting
summit,
him with the high ground
beast,
again?
on the highest ground.
The
Come,
highest ground.
seek me out.
It's kinda too good to be true, but it's official. Vader gets taunted with the high ground once again. As Vader tries to walk up the mountain, he's flooded by the gates that Infila opened, drowning him in a whirlpool of violent water. Having enough, jumping up and causing a force shockwave to separate the river before him, he made his way up the mountain as he was bombarded with Raptorans. Now, Raptorans are just these giant eagles, pretty much, and they sink their talons into his flesh and
Giant. Can you imagine
until
having a
he
fight
uses
of
the
fucking
force
Star
to
Wars
break
eagle?
their beaks and send them crashing into the stones below, not without losing his protective covering of his suit on his leg. As the Jedi Master orders his droid to deactivate all traps, he allows Vader to advance faster and meet him atop the highest ground,
My man just wanted to fucking fight.
where Vader
He's a
force
fucker.
pushes the Jedi onto his back and fights
let me
his
go to Coruscant
droid,
right
taking
quick.
him out with ease and claiming his weapon. Now the fight was on. Facing the Jedi, the two circle each other until they ensue in a battle atop the high ground. Purple and green flashing into the sky until Vader's cybernetic leg starts to give out on him and snaps mid-fight, putting him to his
Go to the
knees
freaking
and a
Grand
green
Bazaar.
lightsaber to his throat. As
Grand
Infila
Bazaar.
tells Vader,
Once you are dead, I will seek out your master and destroy him
out your
as
master.
well. And then I will restore the light of the Jedi to the galaxy. Think on that, monster!
as he force pushes Vader
Yeah, I'm not
violently
gonna
to
lie, chat. Probably from the start of Order 66 till, like, you know, Vader's death in Return of the Jedi. This is probably one of the only Jedi that actually gave Vader a run for his money. You know, that actually almost killed him 1v1, like straight up fight. Nobody else interferes. 1v1. You're not saved by bullshit. Like, if this guy wasn't a fucking idiot and actually just killed Vader right then and there, like actually just stabbed his lightsaber through his fucking heart, this would have been over, dude. Like, most of Star Wars wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for this fight. But because of the fact that this guy was a Jedi and just force pushed him away, dude, like, Vader is not a guy that you force push away, bro. Vader's a guy that you have to confirm you killed him. If not, it's fucking clipped
He was
out.
doomed
It's
off
coming
the
back.
cliff, sending the Dark Lord to the shadowy boulder depths below.
Am I in Coruscant
The
Space?
comic sadly ends here, and we're forced to impatiently wait for the following issue that I know is going to be literally picking up from Vader's fall. As he lays atop a boulder that broke his fall, he moans in the agonizing pain that his body is in, when he is brought to his senses by the Jedi Master's annoying droid that he discarded of earlier in the fight, who tells him,
You are defeated.
I require my
Tell
ship.
them,
Here
you
we
are...
have Jedi Master
That-
Infila going to see Marina, his mechanic on the planet who kept his ship parked for too many years to remember.
Years, Marina, all of which you were paid for in advance to store my ship, and now I need it.
As she begins to immediately work on his ship, he informs them that he has just killed a Sith and must fly to fight and kill his master, saving the galaxy in the process. When he is struck by a dark tremor in the Force,
No, it's not
Where's the
possible.
Grand Bazaar?
when the mother asks what is the matter, Master Infila says,
I sensed
Oh.
nothing. I'm sure it's nothing. Stay in here. I'll check. You.
Oh wait, it's on a fleet, right?
All
I
of
wasn't
you,
supposed to go to
please get back
Coruscant.
inside. Marina, keep
That's
working on
why.
that ship. Get it ready to fly as quickly as you can.
I was like, what the fuck?
I'm going to end this.
as the Jedi Master and the Dark Lord of the Sith battle one another atop a stone bridge being half swallowed by the angry seas, they are interrupted by security personnel.
Like, dude, my boy
but
Vader doesn't even have
not
a
for long.
lightsaber. yet. My
When
man's
Vader
fighting him
uses
with
the
like a
Force to
training
push
sword.
them
He's
to their
Vibro
deaths,
blade.
causing Master Infila to drop his
Vibro
guard
blades
and
are
counter the
ass.
attack by saving them. Now, when
Like,
it
no
comes
wonder
to a
Grievous's
duel of the
men,
Force,
like his
Vader
bodyguards
is,
never
in
can
my
do
opinion,
anything.
the
They're just
second
vibro
strongest
blades.
in
All
the
they do is
galaxy,
just stun you.
after Palpatine. Not counting Luke, of course, once he begins to realize his true power. And I say Vader's only
Like, people
second
always forget
because
that.
of the hindrance after his duel with Obi-Wan.
The main
Otherwise,
reason why Grievous's men were never like Grievous's like guards, like his personal guards, those robot motherfuckers with the electric staffs. They were never really able to do anything simply because of the fact that, you know, those staffs were kind of ass, dude. They just kind of stun people. They don't. It's not like a lightsaber, you know, where you can fucking stab somebody with it. Unless, you know, you're like Grievous and you have like match strength. You know, you just jab that shit right through them.
destined to become more powerful than Yoda and Palpatine. As the Master Jedi saves the man, he screams,
You are a monster!
Yes, I am.
as Vader breaks the entire canister containing water below them.
You can't do this! I won't let you!
Master Infila tells Vader that this is about the Jedi and the Sith, and not about the innocence of the planet. Vader tells him,
A fool.
and draws upon the Jedi's green lightsaber, summoning it to his grasp. Now, all he had to do was finish the job.
Of course, it's about them.
As he lifts Master Infila into the air, his rage and suffering now consume him and feeding him strength.
Kill me, but let them live.
As Vader unleashes his fury and his new powers of the dark side, dropping the water,
I'm gonna let these nuts
city,
live out an
he
entire
crushed
life
the
on your
windpipe
chin.
of the Master
And
Jedi,
kills
putting him to an eternal sleep, one with the
Can't believe
Force,
EA
and
made
sending the
this
Jedi
game,
to the
bro.
depths
Like, EA
of the
actually made a
ocean.
fucking
As
game.
Vader stood atop the
Can't
bridge,
believe EA
his
actually
tattered
used to
and
make good
torn
games back
cape
then. It's
flowing
pretty
in
crazy,
the
right?
salted wind of the seas, overlooking the city he just destroyed
That's
and the lives that he took. He examined the weapon in his hand.
It's
For
not
alas,
funny
he
because
now
that fucks us
acquired his
over.
first lightsaber as a Sith Lord. The only thing left
He's a Sith.
was to make the crystal bleed.
He's a Sith.
As Vader leaves the river moon of Alderain, he receives a transmission by Sidious, who tells him that upon completion of defeating the Jedi that survived Order 66, his ship would autopilot him to Mustafar.
Order Chingaso.
on orders. This is where he would learn to corrupt the living crystal and make it bleed red. As Vader begins to touch down on Mustafar, Sidious tells him that the planet is a good host of darkside energy at its core, and this would be the perfect place for him to turn his crystal red.
Here, you will reclaim yourself
junk. Oh my
from
God,
the
look at all
sight
that
of your
fucking
greatest
bullshit.
defeat. You shall rise.
14,000, dude. Oh my gosh.
Powerful.
As Sidious tells him that the Jedi weapon in his hands contain the alive crystal which pulses with light side energy, and that the task will not be easy, but rather test his abilities in both mind and the Force.
When
could
you
probably make
arrive
that
on
shit back right now.
Mustafar, find the place where the dark side calls you. Draw upon the energy there. Combine its power with your
Its
own.
power.
Then use it.
As Palpatine tells him to corrupt the Kyber crystal, to teach it his pain, to show it his anger, and to make it sing the hymn of darkness. Only then will it bleed. As Vader follows to pull to the dark side of the Force, he enters a dark cave which
Yeah, I
has
already made my
clearly
money
been
back.
the
I had
home of
125
ancient Sith lords that I'm sure we'll learn about in the future, hopefully, as we can see the ancient writing and hieroglyphics inscribed on the stone walls. Vader walks to the round table-like surface, places the Jedi weapon on it, and begins to take it apart, his cybernetics exposed just like his true feelings are about to be. And therein lies the choice of his destiny. This moment would change the galaxy forever. Could Vader break through the pull of the light, or will he fall to his old Jedi ways? As Vader takes the green Kyber crystal from the hilt of the weapon, he examines it closely
So that means I would have had
through
like probably
his
like
enhanced
50,000.
lenses. As it begins to glow and shine in front of him, as he tries to put his feelings into the crystal in order to change it to the dark side, he is blasted back into the wall. Something has changed. It's Anakin. He's here.
What have I done?
His eyes no longer Sith yellow, but they're normal blue once again. As he gets up to put the crystal back into the lightsaber, he leaves for Coruscant to see his master.
My apprentice, you have returned. Were you successful in your quest? I was.
When Vader ignites the green blade and puts it to his master, challenging him to duel to the death.
So you made your decision. I have.
As Palpatine ignites his lightsaber, he twirls at Vader just as he had against Master Windu and the Jedi with him in the very same room. As
Alright, so
Vader
now for
fights his
starters,
master for
hold
what
on.
he turned him into, using all aspects of the Force, light, dark, it didn't matter.
You have chosen weakness.
So I'm missing
Whatever to
mods,
kill the
right?
evil monster that entombed his life to this
Like that.
darkness, that reminded him of his doom.
So I'm missing a mod for
with each
this.
loud breath.
Such
Mod for this. I'm
Wait.
missing 2 mods.
As Vader finally moves his
Such
lightsaber and
a
slices
waste.
right through Palpatine, spurting blood everywhere, He drops his master to the floor of his office and walks away. As
Item
he
modification.
Yes, I agree.
As he goes to make amends with Obi-Wan, he travels to find him, bowing to his real master and removing his helmet in sorrow.
Obi-Wan, please.
Obi-Wan.
Anakin.
You were the chosen one.
As Vader awakens from his dream, he refuses to allow that Force vision to become his reality and his destiny. He will not allow this. Grabbing the crystal, this time with force, anger, pain, hatred, polluting all the emotions he had into an object that will swing his rage for the rest of his life.
No, I refuse.
No.
This is all there is.
Throwing all of his hatred, betrayal, fear, sorrow, and everything broken within the boy who dreamed of becoming a Jedi. As lightning crackled from the fiery skies above and lava swirled around him like the pain within his black soul, he let out a scream as if he were being born 1,000 times.
Their armor enhancements.
Construction continues apace, Your Excellency. I believe we will meet or surpass all targets.
As Palpatine tells both Tarkin and Mace Windu to leave, he assures them he is perfectly safe. Now, mind you, this is the first time that they see Vader. They have no clue who or what he is.
Apprentice.
50,000? My master. This is great.
As we start the first page of today's issue, we're given the
shit.
very bold picture of Sidious observing all of Vader's armor displayed on a table as his droids carefully repair it for his new apprentice. As Sidious walks over to the Bacta tank where Vader heals his wounds,
150?
he tells
Holy
him,
shit.
Why, Lord Vader? You
Why,
have ruined
Lord
yourself. Your mission was successful. That is all that matters. You now possess the weapon of a Sith.
As he tells Vader the droids will fix his suit, he realizes that much like his weapon, his suit must be built to his preference, leaving Vader to construct his armor however he sees fit.
Adjust the suit as you see fit, my apprentice.
50
When you are
million?
ready,
What
come
the
to
fuck?
me. There is work to be done.
As Sidious leaves, Vader begins to use the Force to construct his suit to his liking, bringing us to the next scene, which is at the Jedi Temple. We're hit with a cloaked figure reminiscing over a time that once was, a time that he refers to as filled with lies.
Lord Vader, there is an intruder in the Jedi Temple.
125 million, dude.
As the
Oh my
mysterious
gosh.
figure looms over the archives in the temple, whispering that no one will deny him access now to the restricted section, Vader appears behind him.
Yeah, this is it.
As the intruder follows suit and ignites a red lightsaber of his own, the two
like
engage in a
$10
heated duel in the very
save
hall
125
that murdered the Jedi. Sending him to the wall, Vader merely toys with the
I didn't
man.
know this.
We can now see
I
that
didn't know
he
you
is an
could do this.
Inquisitor, like we've seen in Rebels.
You are losing. I am too powerful for you. And now,
I'm too powerful.
I have you. You have nothing. I was simply testing my suit.
As Vader breaks the Inquisitor down to the ground, Sidious emerges from the depths of the shadows to stop his apprentice, before he kills yet another being in the Jedi Temple. As Palpatine begins to move forwards, introducing and explaining who everyone is, we learn that the Inquisitor was commanded to serve Sidious and the Empire in hunting down and killing the Jedi. Vader stands perplexed. He questions his master, where Palpatine takes Vader to the Industrial District to learn all about the Inquisitors and what he's been doing behind the scenes.
A project of mine, long planned. Slaves to the light side, once, now awake. Hunters, one and all. What do they hunt? Why, Jedi.
Why
course.
As Vader asks who the Inquisitor is, Palpatine tells him that he was once a Jedi, trained in the Jedi arts, however, resentful that someone with his skill was not allowed access to the higher councils, the greater secrets of the Order. This is somewhat similar of Anakin's dilemma of wanting to become a Jedi Master.
He has much to learn, as do the others. You will teach them. Make them a blade that will cut the Jedi fiction from the galaxy once and for all.
Bro.
I will begin immediately. My Master.
As Palpatine goes on to tell Vader that most of the Jedi were wiped out during Order 66,
Like the profile picture, my
however,
man's a
some
bear.
still remained.
The luckiest, the deadliest, the strongest, the most duplicitous, willing to tell any lie to save their lives. You and the Inquisitors must find these Jedi, Lord Vader. You must destroy them all, for in truth, there is no greater threat to our
I don't know if I like this. The Russian bear. Dude, I love bears.
So
Bears
that
are actually my
wraps up
favorite
the
animal.
6th issue of the comic. I personally am happy we got to see the first appearance
I
of
don't
the
know if I like
Inquisitors,
this gray. I
which
feel like it
were
kinda throws
fully
off the
formed
most,
so early after the Purge.
Nah,
now,
whatever.
that said,
I'll keep
I
it.
have to give my full thoughts on it. You know, it's
Yeah,
easy to
so
say,
now-
oh yeah, you know, I loved it, here's the video, click
the
like, and
Russian
see you guys next time. But that's just not true to me. And
So I'm
to
gonna
the
assume
Jedi.
you're Russian,
I have a
right?
major issue with this.
So assuming that you are Russian, this is actually good because I actually have a question for you. How do you feel about everything that's going on between Russia and Ukraine? Like, what are your opinions on that? Like, do you want to take over Ukraine type of thing, or are you more for like, you know, you don't really give a shit, like you'd rather just live in peace type of thing? And I hope you don't feel like I'm putting you on the spot. I just actually genuinely want to know what like a normal Russian citizen feels about the whole situation. You know, like if it's actually Putin just being Putin, or if it's like, you know, Russia generally as a whole, the people, you know, actually support this stuff. I was kind of hoping somebody from Russia would tune into chat one of these days so I could ask them. You know what's going on? Like, I want to get somebody's point of view who's Russian, you know, that actually lives in Russia. Or you don't have to live in Russia, but, you know, at least be
Now,
Russian.
the Jedi at the end there is Jocasta Nu, if I'm not mistaken. This is the old lady librarian who was so rude to Master Kenobi in Attack of the Clones.
Because all we've really been hearing in the news
Get up
is just
and
like,
fight.
you know,
Vader,
kind of Ukrainian shit.
what will chopping off Six Brothers' arm possibly teach him?
Loss. He will never forget it.
So I definitely would like to know how the other side
As Vader
feels
leads
about
the
this.
Grand Inquisitor upstairs, he tells him that his men are not ready. Being told that the Inquisitors were trained by Jedi, Vader snarkily replies,
And they fight like it. Defensive, moving to attack only when there is no other choice. I will instruct you. You will bring my lessons to the others. Any Inquisitor who does not progress will be eliminated.
As Vader motions towards the computer, he explains that their mission begins now, as they go over a list from the Emperor who has documented all surviving Jedi from Order 66, informing Vader of the Emperor's hit on the most important and dangerous Jedi survivor, Jocasta Nu.
My
Now, for
level
those of
of
you who don't
40
remember her,
right here.
she is the really rude, annoying librarian from Episode 2 Attack of the Clones, who tells Obi-Wan that if something
This is
isn't
what I
in the
gotta
Jedi
work with now.
archives, then it simply doesn't exist. Okay, let's continue.
She is given extra emphasis, but I do not know why.
Now, while Vader
what
and the
it
Grand
is.
Inquisitor speak out about how useless and weak she is, they wonder why she's been rated
what
as the
I
most
wonder.
wanted Jedi after Order 66. As the scene goes to Jocasta Nu on a mystical
Why,
planet,
that's
we see her
it.
meditating into a Jedi holocron. As she says the
And
words,
then-
Whoever is seeing this, it's up to you now.
flipping the page, we see her being delivered some tea as she is asked to retire for the day when she pulls aside a crate full of Jedi holocrons that must be fulfilled, saying, if my work is not complete, then I must work. So she clearly has that same snarky attitude that we saw in Episode 2. As Darth Vader takes the Grand Inquisitor to the Jedi Temple archives, he orders him to go through all the information containing any
Requires
clues as
all
to where the surviving
fucking
Jedi are.
Do not
65.
fail.
Don't worry, Vader. I've waited my whole life for this.
As Jocasta Nu runs through the mysterious planet's waterfalls, we see her carrying another Jedi holocron into a cave,
wasting all my money
greeting
for
Gar, her assistant, as he prepares
nothing.
them a meal. She then stops dead in her tracks, grabbing a small chest from above her
Whatever,
bed.
dude.
As
I don't
Gar
even
says
care.
that she doesn't need it
It's just fucking
anymore, that her
credits.
work is done and the archives are now all
made like
complete,
100,000
that she
credits
can
in
run
like a
away
day.
and be anyone that she wants. The librarian Jedi Master
Fuck, I'm
pauses
so
and
annoyed
tells
now, though.
Oh, my friend, don't you see?
Probably should have
I haven't
read.
built an archive here. I've built a school.
What happens when you don't
Grabbing her
read?
things and telling him that her mission will be extremely dangerous, she says if the Force wills it,
Should I
she
see if
will
I can go
return.
defeat that
And
fucking
then
Sith
they
Lord
can
now?
truly
Or that
begin.
guy?
As Asking what she means, she replies,
A school needs students.
Lord Vader, report.
As Vader tells his master that the Inquisitors will do their duty, the Emperor begins to change the subject, as the Dark Lord inquires something.
Proceed.
I have seen the Inquisitor's target list, one name distinct from the others. Clearly, you wished me to ask you about it. And so, of all the remaining Jedi, why Jocasta Nu?
As the Librarian Jedi Master takes her lightsaber and puts it to her belt, she travels to her destination.
Ah, yes, Jocasta Nu. She is ancient, middling in the Force, barely competent with a lightsaber, and yet the crown could end everything we are trying to do. For you see, the Jedi Order held power in the Republic for
Guess homie
far
must have not
too
liked me
long.
asking about that,
They
huh?
abused that power. They laid claim to every site of interest to the Force across the galaxy. Shrines, wells of energy, ancient temples. They took them, believed they were theirs by right. The Jedi planted these sites, took everything of value from them, and brought these items here to Coruscant. And then they gave them to Jocasta Nu, to guard. Not just secrets of the light side of the Force, the dark side as well. Secrets that were not theirs to keep. Secrets even of the ancient Sith.
Stop there, citizen. Identify yourself.
She is little better than a witch.
As Jocasta Nu uses a Jedi mind trick on the clones, she walks into the Jedi Temple through a secret passageway.
She is no one at all. We see nothing at all.
As Vader tells his master that he will end her life, personally, Palpatine has other plans for him. He tells Vader that he must refrain from killing her.
Lord Vader, release him. Thank you for your support, Colonel. I hope your division will show improved performance in the weeks to come. You may go.
As Palpatine continues to tell Vader that he mustn't use his powers on just anyone, that he, Sidious, understands the boredom that they may feel now that almost all the Jedi are extinct. However, to use one's powers for just any creature below them will turn one into a slave, into a tool, instead of the master.
I feel these things true, Vader, and this is good. These emotions open a door to the great power of the dark side.
As we see Jocasta Nu running through the temple, witnessing the ruins that it has been left in after Order 66, she gets a signal from B2, her droid back at the ship. Warning her of being discovered, B2 detonates the ship and himself, alerting all Imperial forces in the area. As she enters the Jedi Archives, seeing the Grand Inquisitor following Vader's orders and studying everything that he can about the Jedi, marveling at how nothing interesting is in these books, we can see it hitting a very sensitive spot for Jocasta, where she tries to keep focused on the mission at hand instead of confronting him as she runs through the corridors.
A bomb, then.
Excuse me, sir. We found this. Thought you should probably take a look.
Jedi.
As they call it into Vader, we can see just how new Vader is to the Empire, as even one of the higher officials doesn't know of him yet.
Someone new. I've never heard of him. Strange name.
While Vader meditates in his chair, he is interrupted by a servant, who I believe is Venier, telling him that he is needed, as an incident has taken place in the city of possible connection to the Jedi.
I'm sorry to disturb your meditation, my lord, but we have just received a report from the Imperial Security Bureau. An incident in the city, a possible connection to the Jedi.
Tell them I am coming.
Using the Force to move certain books around which trigger a key in the wall, Jocasta Nu moves through the secret doorway that just opened.
Master Activist Jocasta Nu, you have returned at last. I have kept my watch. Everything is exactly as you left it.
As Jocasta, the activist, moves through the Jedi Temple's hidden room, which what I can only imagine is part of the restricted section, or something even more forbidden, we see all of the Sith holocrons sitting in display cases, with a giant one sitting right next to that case. As Vader stands amidst the investigation of the bomb's leftover pieces, the officer tells him that it was just a bomb, and the Jedi insignia was on it, merely just graffiti from those rebelling against the Empire.
You are wrong.
As the officer tries to tell Vader about his prestigious years of experience and that he doesn't really have to answer to him, Vader uses the Force to bring together the pieces of rubble and form them into what they once were, Jocasta Nu's ship.
Lord Vader, we were only getting started. In time, I'm sure we will. There is no time. A Jedi is on this planet. Take your team, search every level. Avoid only the former Jedi Temple.
The temple? But if a Jedi is here, it seems likely they might head there. Surely someone should search it.
Someone will.
As Vader swiftly turns on his heel, Cape billowing behind his strides, we enter the next scene where Jocasta Nu holds the most important piece of this issue, and realistically, the end of the Empire as a whole, if in the right hands, depending on your certain point of view. Course.
The Order's database of every Force-sensitive child we knew of in the galaxy, as of just before the Purge. A seed from which we will grow again. Goodbye. Thank you for your service. If fate wills it, we will see each other again.
Of course. May the Force be with you.
As the old Jedi Master leaves the hidden room, she glares at the Inquisitor, who mocks her books and throws them aside with distaste.
Be a fool. It doesn't matter.
Jumping down to the table below, she ignites her blue lightsaber to the throat of the Inquisitor, shouting,
"Get your filthy hands off my books!"
As Vader sped to the Jedi Temple, his anger and hatred growing with each flap of his cape billowing in the Coruscant night sky behind him, landing at the very steps where he marched with the 501st to spill Jedi blood during Order 66. He walked by his troops when one clone says,
"The temple is sealed, Lord Vader. What are your orders?"
Unless authorized by either the Emperor or me, no one enters, no one leaves.
As Vader moves up the grand steps, he is slowed by a clone that asks him what they should be expecting, as they have no intel on the situation other than there's been a breach.
A little more information about who we're facing might enable me to make better tactical decisions.
Commander, will you involve with the implementation of Order 66?
Yes, I was here in Coruscant, did my part. All the clones did, shut those Jedi agitators down cold.
It seems, Commander, you missed some.
Who are you, and how dare you defile this sacred place?
As the Grand Inquisitor stands at lightsaber point, he asks Jocasta if she recognizes him. After having denied him access to the higher archives countless times, it should be obvious who he is. Standing back in shock, Master Jocasta asks if he is a Jedi, when the Grand Inquisitor ignites his red lightsaber and attacks her, as she whispers,
"Sith."
No, not yet. Perhaps never, but close enough.
Fighting in a spiral of red and blue fire, the two move through the archives with the intent to kill. Jocasta asks him why he would betray the Order. The Inquisitor replied that he never felt right at the temple, how he always felt something was being denied of him.
Now at last, that void has been filled with the purity of the dark side. Back then I thought perhaps I could find what I was missing in these archives, and you would not let me look.
As Jocasta sends a wave of Force energy to push the Grand Inquisitor back, she tells him that if she denied him access, it was because she felt he was not ready for such knowledge. As the Grand Inquisitor tells her that he always wanted to strike her down, but knew the other Jedi would stop him, how she was not put into the library because of her combat skills, or rather, lack thereof. He kicks her to the floor and gets ready to end her life, raising his red lightsaber, telling her that there are no other Jedi here to save her. He swiftly slashes down as Jocasta recites the same line Chirrut Imwe always says.
"I am one with the Force. The Force is with me."
Stopped, as if he hit a wall. Looking up, the Grand Inquisitor sees Lord Vader has blocked the finishing strike.
No. She is defenseless. Why shouldn't I kill her? Because I do not wish it.
As Vader and the Inquisitor argue on who should lower their weapon first, Jocasta takes the opportunity and levitates the books from the archives, firing them at her enemies. Summoning her lightsaber, she escapes up the pillar to the second level.
Master Nu, you have nowhere to go. It was you, wasn't it? You killed this order. Or you played a role in its end. You are a true Sith.
as Jocasta tells Vader through the echoes that she knows why he wants her alive, to attain her secrets, to reveal the knowledge of the archives.
To that Sith,
I say one word. To that
Never. Authorization codes accepted. Activating purge sequence. Sequence complete. All data erased.
May the Force forgive me. Your treasure is gone, Sith. All you have left is me.
As Vader tracks down Jocasta, he comes across a droid that was guarding the hidden room she entered in the last issue. The room was filled with old Sith holocrons and artifacts. As it scans Vader's presence, it declares,
Hello, bioscans indicate match to Jedi Master Anakin Skywalker. My apologies, Master Skywalker, but your presence in this vault is not authorized. If you would like access, please follow the proper procedures to request user privileges from Master Jocasta.
As Vader hurls his red lightsaber at the security droid, certain it will pierce through its droning head, the droid catches it and says,
Master Skywalker, I am the Guardian Protector of one of the most sensitive areas of the Jedi Temple, programmed to defend against any and all threats to its security. Of course, that includes techniques related to Jedi saber attacks, or perhaps Sith. In any case, a fine addition to this vault's inventory.
As Vader dashes towards the bot, shouting for it to die, metal fists clenched. He detaches one of its arms and flings it across the room. As the two begin to fight each other, metal to metal, Master Jocasta is seen running through the corridor, searching for something.
Skywalker, oh my, this is very, very bad. Where is that thing?
Searching for her item, Vader and the bot continue to fight
for a little bit
in a full-on mechanical war.
Ah, at last.
As Jocasta puts together what she's found, Vader punches through the head of the robot, finishing the fight and putting it to rest for good. As he quickly ignites his lightsaber, deflects a massive sniper ion blast to his face. It was Jocasta. She had equipped one of the most powerful weapons in the Jedi archives, as Vader is sent flying backwards into the shattering walls. The scene turns to Jocasta. She cocks her weapon and says,
My turn.
Jocasta knew.
As Vader and Jocasta Nu square off in the hallway,
Lay down your weapon, Jedi. I do not want you to die.
as Jocasta begins to tell Vader that she feels the dark side emanate from his very being in waves, she fires another blast at him, which, by the way, is the coolest looking gun that I've seen. It uses her lightsaber as the energy bullets, essentially, and I'll have to cover this weapon on its own after because it's pretty different. As Jocasta continues her monologue, she tells Vader that she knows he was Anakin Skywalker and has now been twisted into Palpatine's tool to stamp out the light side of the Force. That the Force is eternal and will always be so as long as life exists.
It will find its vessels. It always does. It already has. There are others waiting out in the galaxy.
Awesome.
As her weapon malfunctions, melting her lightsaber in the process, Vader dodges quickly as she throws the broken gun at him, exploding it in mid-air as he uses the Force to toss it aside, revealing a massive crater in the temple's wall, alerting all the clones nearby. As she summoned one of the several lightsabers carefully displayed in the wall, she ignited an emerald green blade from a very unique and ancient-looking hilt, as she runs out to meet the clones below, who all fire upon her without hesitation.
That's a Jedi. All troops, open fire.
As the clone troopers open fire on her, they spot a second Jedi up top in the temple.
funny how we're just
However,
flying
to their
through the
surprise, it's Lord
They're just
Vader
flying over
wielding
it.
his red lightsaber. As Jocasta and Vader block the oncoming fire, a clone commander up top sees Vader being attacked and immediately orders all troops to cease fire as he jumps aboard the vessel.
All troops, do not fire. That is a high-value target.
As Jocasta Nu falls backwards to take her life, she whispers,
I am one with the Force. The Force is with me.
Falling to the darkness beneath her, she freezes in midair, looking up as she says,
No.
seeing Vader hold her with the Force from above, summoning her to his grip.
Bring her
Successfully,
aboard.
As the clone trooper brings Vader the memory crystal from Jocasta's secret archive that
To
she
at-
hid in
to
her
be at
robes,
least
he
that
examines
level
it
of
and inserts it into his belt, where all the names and data show up on his ocular lenses.
This list: names, locations, and birth dates. Recent birth dates. These are children.
Vader realizes that these are all targets remaining from Order 66. Jocasta Nu tells him that she knows Palpatine ordered him to keep her alive, and that he doesn't even know why.
He wants to make more of you, which begs the question, what do you want, boy?
As the trooper asks Vader if he can fire upon Jocasta, the Jedi in question, Jocasta says,
Jedi? You idiot! You don't even know who you're supposed to hate. You're taking orders from a Jedi. This man is Anakin Skywalker, a Jedi Knight.
As Vader blasts all the troopers with the Force from the ship, Jocasta Nu asks,
what becomes of me?
As Vader ignites his blood-red crimson saber, the
can't
glow
use your
casts a
companion
shadow
here?
on
Oh
Jocasta's
my God.
face. She accepts her fate, where we are taken to the next scene.
Master, I have a report. Jocasta Nu tried to escape our custody. She was careless. She perished in the attempt.
I see. Regrettable. Return to me, my apprentice. I would hear the story of the witch's end. But first, tell me, did you learn anything from Jocasta before her death?
No, Master. Nothing.
I hate fucking people like this on Reddit. Please, people, read the planet/instant level before entering, especially before making a post on Reddit. Dude, if he wants to make a post on Reddit, he can fucking make a post on Reddit. Who are you to tell somebody that they can't make a post or not? Like, what the fuck? Like, obviously, if he's asking, it's because he doesn't want to fucking do it like that, the normal way. It's obviously because he wants to speed rush and wants to find a quicker way to do it. Like, dude, some people just don't fucking think, dude.
Drawing the crystal with all the files of the potential Force sensitives in the galaxy as a means of securing his position to never be replaced by the Emperor, Vader returns to his master. As Jocasta's caretaker continues to watch over the hidden holocrons and data tapes on that mysterious planet behind the waterfall, realizing that Jocasta is now dead, he hits the detonation device in his hands, collapsing the entryway behind the waterfall itself, as Jocasta's words to Vader echo through the last page.
It will find its vessels. It always
speaking of which,
does.
should I upgrade my
It already
lightsabers?
has. You know this. There are others waiting out in the galaxy. When the time is right, the Jedi will rise again.
We start today's issue off with Vader and the
need
Ninth
help.
Sister investigating a bar fight that happened, where she tells him that reports were made of
I need
someone
some
using the
lightsabers,
Force to
man.
get out of the fight. This makes Vader
don't have
very
anything
angry. The fact that a
by
new
itself,
Jedi
like
could
I
be
can
on the
work
loose,
it all.
another Jedi is out there. That Order 66 didn't really succeed as well as he
Probably should've
hoped.
thought of that
He goes
before.
outside to enter the other entrance to the bar,
I'm
when she
gonna
tells him that
say
during the
this.
time that she was a Jedi, she knew everyone had unique gifts, whereas hers was the ability to detect emotions. And now that she's turned to the dark side, that power is amplified even more. As Vader leaves, she calls him a poor sadistic monster, obviously behind his back, dying for a fight, or rather, dying to die his miserable life. As Vader enters the bar, we get this old Western kind of feeling, when everyone goes silent as he asks the hive of scum and villainy, what happened to the Jedi that was here?
Tell me.
As everyone stops to examine who this man is, or rather this monster, up above on the railing, a literal family of 3 bounty hunters have their scopes on him, particularly a tractor beam scope on his lightsaber that he took from Kurak in Phila and corrupted the crystal to make it bleed red. Once he finally notices something is being snatched from his belt, he quickly reacts and pulls it to him using the Force, when the daughter of the family throws an ion charge, exploding it to all nearby electronic devices, as his lightsaber breaks in half, tumbling the corrupted blood-red crystal to the floor. As the family tells everyone in the bar that no one is going to get hurt, that they're just here for the Jedi, Vader levitates several aliens in the air and simultaneously Force chokes them all, hurling them as hard as he can at his assassins. Lucky for them, though, they activated their Force shield, which kept them safe. For now.
Ninth Sister, I am under attack by bounty hunters. They triggered an ion pulse and destroyed my lightsaber. Bring me yours.
Ion Pulse, eh? Guess it fried mine too. Oh well.
As the bounty hunters open fire on Lord Vader, he lays his body on the floor to create an organic shield around him. As they take the fire, keeping him safe amidst the blaze, allowing him a chance to escape, he flees for the door and summons his red crystal with him. While the hunters get away, Vader appears and accuses the Ninth Sister of betrayal, telling her that she was the one who ordered them here to kill him. When she assures him that it was not her, he summons her lightsaber and puts the emitter to her throat, telling her,
It is only a matter of time until I learn the truth. We shall see. Wait here until I return. If you flee, you will die.
Racing after his new targets in a high-speed chase, he dodges blaster fire after blaster fire and raises entire transport units into the sky, hurling one at them when they quickly ignite their shields, only to wake in a fiery blaze. As they begin to come to, Vader grabs the daughter with the Force and throws her in the air, choking her to death.
Who hired you?
Screaming and pleading for him to stop, they reveal that they don't know, for it was just an anonymous job sent through the Hunter net. This is when Vader looks at them and says,
"That is unfortunate."
Quickly telling him that they can find out, bartering for him to let her go, or else they'll never tell, and if she dies, they'll have nothing to live for. He quickly releases her as they break the encryption code of the Order and trace it back to the one who sent the hit on Vader, himself. As the hologram projector on their wrists reveal the location of the person responsible, Vader looks at the building as she says,
"Looks like the Senate District in the Republic Executive Building."
Where?
I think all the way at the top. Today we start with Vader and the Ninth Sister traveling to Coruscant, where Vader's droid tells him,
"The kill contract against you was sent from the highest levels of the Imperial Executive Building, which include the offices of Emperor Palpatine. There is a 97% probability the signal originated there. I see no evidence of slicing."
As Vader constructs his new lightsaber, he asks for all names of officers with access codes to level 1A1 and above. As they enter Coruscant, their comms link is jammed by someone, disallowing them to give the access codes to enter the planet. Being targeted by Coruscant defense systems, Vader pushes the Ninth Sister aside when she tells him that he better have some dark side tricks up his sleeve, as he says,
"No tricks, skill."
As they crash land on Coruscant, Vader meets up with Palpatine in the old Jedi Temple, where Sidious tells him that his fight with Jocasta was not a defeat, nor was it a victory. However, he's astounded by the amount of Sith and Jedi artifacts that she possessed.
"The contract originated here, sent from the highest levels of Imperial government."
The highest?
Yes. Did it come from you?
I see you have rebuilt your lightsaber, Lord Vader. May I see it? Yes, an improvement. I think the hint you took from Master Infila did not suit. If I wanted you dead, my apprentice, I would not require such indirect methods.
I thought perhaps a test of some kind.
I do not test, I teach.
As Sidious tells Vader that if he wants to pursue his assassins, he can do so on his own time, as he has an empire to build himself. As Vader goes to meditate, we then see this cross scene between the actual assassins and his deep Force trance. As they're so conveniently in this masked bar, they reveal that they were the ones who did want Vader dead, and they won't stop until he is. Now, one thing I want to point out is that while they speak, we can see Vader meditating, and while he does, for those who have been with me for a while, you may remember this video right here. This was where we saw Vader meditate in the same spot in the same way.
We'll try again and again and again if we have to. Eventually, he'll die. Everything dies.
As Vader ends his meditation, he goes to his master and tells him that no one in the Empire knows that he has command, and maybe this is why he is being assassinated, because no one respects him. They know he has strength, but not his authority, not his power, Palpatine's power. So, Sidious rounds up all the elite Imperial officers in the area and tells them,
"It is time to eliminate any confusion. This is Lord Vader. He speaks with my voice. A command from him is as a command from me. Pass this information down to your men. All must understand."
Pharaoh, Binyan, Strefi, Azoras, Baroki, step forward. 2 attempts have been made on my life. Evidence suggests a conspiracy within the Imperial Officer Corps. I do not yet know the precise individuals behind these attempts, although I have my suspicions. It does not matter. I will always survive. Every time I will survive. But 5 of you, chosen at random, will not.
As the bodies drop to the floor and Vader strikes fear into his officers officially, he turns swiftly on his heel and leaves back to his chair where he resumes his meditation and extinguishes every light side emotion within him, symbolized by those butterflies, cracking the thick glass window as he wakes to make his next move on his killers. Fire and lava ablaze, Vader is right back on Mustafar before he was beaten and burned by his former master. As Obi-Wan jumps to the high ground, he looks to Anakin and tells him, "It's over." And you guys know the rest. When we see Vader say the exact same line Anakin did in Revenge of the Sith, standing in the exact same spot. However, this time, his powers fully unlocked in the dark side, his rage burning hotter than the lava that sparked his inevitable doom. As he says,
"You underestimate my power."
As Obi-Wan tells him not to try it, we all know what happened in the original timeline, where Anakin jumped and got sliced into pieces. Vader, now harnessing the dark side of the Force, lifts the lava onto Obi-Wan and then throws him into the air, slamming him to the ground. As Vader watches his old master recite the same lines, only now having switched places, the comic actually gets really dark, which surprised me to say the least, but in a good way. As lava comes crashing down onto Obi-Wan's body and face, melting and burning him alive as it devours him whole, Vader just callously stands there, watching in amusement, remembering where he lay at the hands of Kenobi. As his mask lowers onto his scarred head, Lord Sidious's voice speaks to him.
"Lord Vader, come to me. I have a task for you."
"Yes, my master."
"The time has come for this empire to evolve. It must become more than a political abstraction. In the 3 years since my ascension, I have allowed a convenient fiction to persist, that the Empire is merely an extension of the Republic. The Imperial Senate remains an illusion of many voices coming together to govern. In truth, there is only one voice, mine."
As Palpatine continues to talk, he basically tells Vader that the Mon Cala are very defiant to the Empire. As Sidious tells Vader that it is time the Empire show its true strength to the galaxy, Vader asks him if the weapon is ready, where Sidious tells his apprentice,
"No. Krennic and his scientists inform me its primary weapon is not yet operational, but we have many weapons. Star Destroyers, the new fighters, they will suffice."
"My master, I will lead a military maneuver against Mon Cala if you wish, but I am no longer a general."
As Palpatine tells him that he is still demoted, he informs him that there is something fishy going on with the planet of Mon Cala, that he thinks they are cooperating with a Master Jedi. Vader jumps at the word, bowing to his master as he is instructed to find out who the Jedi is, if there is one, and to put a stop to it and any more that survived Order 66. As the scene shifts pace to Tarkin aboard the Imperial Star Destroyer, we see his subordinates suggest to use firepower on the planet, where Tarkin tells him that the negotiations must resume diplomatically, as Mon Cala is a valuable planet to the Empire with many advantages. To blow it up would be poor judgment so soon. Besides, he says how Palpatine really enjoys the Mon Cala aquatic ballet, telling them he will not destroy it, not without cause. We are taken down to the planet itself, in the city of Dak, where we see one of the Empire's negotiators speaking to King Li Char. He speaks to him about giving the Empire their Kelpite strand beams for practically pennies, all in favor of being protected by the Empire itself. When the king says protection from what? The galaxy is at peace. As Vader's ship flies by Tarkin in space, he grants it permission to proceed to the planet, telling his troops that this ship offers a different type of negotiation. As Raddus and the King speak about the mysterious Jedi friend who is so focused on saving the galaxy, Vader and the Inquisitors finally land. Opening the doors to see Commander Akbar, the infamous man tells the Inquisitors to halt as he is handed an official order with the Emperor's seal himself, instructing them that any interference with the Inquisitorius will be an act of war against the Empire. Clearly having an issue with the memo from the Emperor, Akbar looks in disgust as the Ninth Sister tells him to take it up with the boss. As he looks to the ship, and from the red smoke emerges the black figure of death. Lord Vader has arrived. Now, this part of the comic is pretty cool, in my opinion, on Akbar's part. He full-on tells Vader to reveal his intentions before he lets him continue, pretty much denying him and not bowing before him like everyone else. As Vader yields and tells the commander that they are on the hunt for an enemy of the Empire, Akbar stands back in confusion, telling Lord Vader that no one here is an enemy of the Empire. When all of a sudden the Imperial shuttle bursts into flames as Vader and his crew continue to walk past Akbar and his awestruck men, saying,
"Commander, you are mistaken."
As notice of things is brought to Tarkin's attention up above, he sternly looks to the planet and orders for military craft to land on the planet immediately at his orders. As we go to the final but most captivating part of the comic, a voice most likely that of the King is heard echoing to a mysterious Jedi Master in brown robes, telling him or her that the Empire has waged war on the planet and will be landing soon, and that Inquisitors along with another man is joining them. This one is tall, armored, masked, and dressed all in black. As he says, Akbar didn't get his name, when the Jedi Master tells him, "I know his name. Skywalker." Today's begins with Vader's men and the Empire annihilating the Mon Cala army after the Imperial ship was destroyed upon its return to Tarkin's starship, orbiting above. As they clear the landing platform, Vader leads them up, where he assures them that the King is still around.
"No disrespect, Lord Vader, but that's assuming the King's even still up there. He probably evacuated the minute the Empire landed an entire battalion on this rock."
"No, 10th brother, he remains. I'm certain of it."
As Vader tells him that he is familiar with the King, we see him explain the next few things as we see what looks like some very familiar faces from the Clone Wars. As the King reveals that the battle above sea is merely a decoy for the planet's civilians to evacuate underwater and be safe, he realizes that there are two options out of this, and the first that he'll try will shed no further blood at all. Above the planet, we have Tarkin, who commands the King through a hologram interaction to stand down and let the Empire continue their investigation, where King Lee Char tells them that any invasion is a breach of the treaty and they will be forced to uphold aggressive defenses. Tarkin basically does what Tarkin does best here, and ends the channel by commanding the King to stand down and ending the transmission. As we go to the mysterious Jedi Master, we see him say the name Skywalker underneath his hooded cloak as he is surrounded by what seems to be friends, where he looks at a surveillance monitor observing Vader and the Inquisitors just slicing through those native to the planet. As he removes his hood, he is revealed as Jedi Master Bar. Now, Master Bar seems to be an Iktochi, and if I'm correct, that is actually the same species that Saesee Tiin is from, which saw him get annihilated by the Senate. As he asks his droid to project the hologram of a file I assumed is centered around Anakin and Order 66, up comes young Skywalker as he trains in the Jedi Temple as a young boy.
Skywalker was the greatest Jedi of his generation, accepted into the temple for training at an age later than any before. I knew him, even sparred with him a few times. He was magnificent. Some of the Jedi Council believed he was sent to bring balance to the Force, to end darkness once and for all. Even the great Obi-Wan Kenobi thought so. They were wrong. This is an image from a Coruscant Security Force holocam stationed above the Temple District on the night of the Jedi Purge. Most of the files were erased, but I found a slicer who pulled this off in backup archive. I've been studying the Purge, trying to understand how we could lose so completely, so quickly. I learned about Order 66. Poor deluded Dooku, just how deep it went. But still, we should have been able to foresee our doom. We were peering outward when we should have been looking at ourselves. At him! Palpatine's clones did their part, but the rest he killed. Even the younglings. He hasn't stopped either. He hunts the few survivors alongside his Inquisitors, more former Jedi traitors. Darkness was everywhere inside us, like a cancer, and we just couldn't see it. Skywalker's betrayal did not come without cost. He is dark now, inside and out. He calls himself Darth Vader. But the sins of Anakin Skywalker remain the sins of Vader. Even the power of the dark side cannot erase the past.
The Jedi must be avenged, Master Bar. Send us to destroy this Vader.
As easy as that, Reb. Vader is the most dangerous man alive, and his Inquisitors are nearly as bad. I have another plan. If it succeeds, the Jedi will be avenged, the galaxy rid of Vader and his spawn, and great steps taken toward ending the Empire.
How?
Well, that all depends on the king.
As Master Bar tells the king to trust his vision of the evil that the Empire shall turn into, he agrees to the plan and ends transmission. As he looks behind him and sees Vader and the Inquisitors, when he's slammed against the stone wall by the dark side of the Force.
Ninth Sister, do your work.
As the Ninth Sister interrogates the King's mind to reveal the location of the Jedi Master, which seems like the same kind of attack Kylo Ren uses on Poe and Rey, we see them all look up as massive waves from the native whales create a seismic tsunami, where Vader orders the Inquisitor to put up a Force shield. When they can't hold it off, he steps in and uses all of his rage to hold the wave back. But alas, it's far too big and heavy and engulfs the entire surface of the planet, Vader included, into the stormy seas of the abyss. As Tarkin informs the commander that Mon Cala hasn't been destroyed at all, as all of their infrastructure is below seas to begin with, he moves to ask whether any word from Lord Vader has been heard, as the Imperial tells him he's not responding. Igniting his red lightsaber, illuminating the dark ocean floor as he looks around with his aided ocular lenses.
Alert! Oxygen levels at 30%. Alert! Suit rupture imminent.
To find himself before a massive squid-like creature native to the planet. As they go toe-to-toe, Vader is eventually squeezed by the alien creature, and his lightsaber falls to the floor of the ocean below. Raising his hand, coming eye to eye with the squid, he summons the dark side and sends a powerful blast of force to the creature's eye, killing it and summoning his lightsaber to his grasp. As he floats through the ocean wreckage with his new kill, almost surfing on it underwater, he enters the Inquisitor's shuttle as he demands to know if the Jedi is dead or not. As the Inquisitors say that the Jedi is still alive, but they know his location, they basically continue to tell Vader that the bright side of the story is that they rescued him.
You are fools. I never need rescue.
As the Inquisitors tell him that they know the location of the Jedi after torturing out of the King, as we saw in the last issue, Vader condescendingly tells them that the first thing the King will do is tell the Jedi that the Empire is coming for him.
We need to move now, and all
okay, let's just do side quests.
As King Lichar floats through the ocean, he is rescued by his men. Tarkin is then informed of an imminent attack on an Imperial ship down below, led by Commander Ackbar himself. Just once again, noting how battlefield savvy Ackbar was, and how awesome. As Commander Ackbar leads his men to the battle, he waits until the perfect moment to fire all missiles. Fire! Victorious, Ackbar leads another victory. The king is brought back to health underwater, where he is suddenly reminded that the Jedi's location has been revealed and he must tell him immediately. Sending transmission to the Jedi Master Bar and his team, King Lichar tells him that no, the Sith definitely knows of their location as they tortured it out of him, and that they are probably headed there right now. The comic ends with dialogue of Tarkin telling his men that the situation is about to be escalated heavily, as we get a nice scenic shot of 3 Star Destroyers hovering over Mon Cala, ready for war. As Master Bar orders everyone to evacuate, they scramble in fear as to why when he says,
"It's Palpatine's band of Jedi hunters, Verla. The Inquisitors, with Darth Vader at their head."
As he sets his droid for self-destruction, he extracts his data tape when, "But the Empire is attacking this world. You've been advising their king. Won't we do anything to help?"
We've done what we came here to do, Orvek. And if we're gonna do it again, on as many other planets as we can, we need to leave right now, if it is not already too late.
As they all jump into the hole before them, entering the ocean of Mon Cala, when Vader and the Inquisitors are literally in the ship before them, scurrying To get out of the way, Vader clenches his fist and cracks one of the helmets of Master Bar's group. We get a flashback to one of the members' sisters as they are taken to become a Jedi. Then, later during the events of Order 66, she finds out that her sister is being hunted, among all others, by Palpatine, where Master Bar steps in and recruits her. We get another flashback of another crew member passing time as they finally get onto land, where once again another flashback takes place as we find out briefly how the next crew member was recruited by Bar. Now, up above the planet, Tarkin basically admits that the Imperials are being slaughtered down below as their ships and men are at a disadvantage to the planet's water-preferred tactics. Signaling a transmission to Lord Vader, Tarkin says, Lord Vader,
Governor Tarkin, I am occupied.
I am aware. I request that you allow the rest of your team to locate and dispatch the Jedi. I have another task for you. Secure King Li Cha.
I am not subject to your authority.
No, hence the request as opposed to an order. But the Mon Calamari and Quarren forces are digging in for a protracted conflict, and our Emperor made it clear that he wanted a swift victory here. If I have the king, I can end this. I suspect you can acquire him faster than anyone else. Will you assist me? I would consider it a personal favor. I would be in your debt.
Inquisitors, I have another task. Continue on. Destroy the Jedi.
Don't worry, Vader. We'll get him.
Destroy the Jedi.
As Master Bar and his two crew members come to a dead end, one is sliced in half vertically by the Inquisitor's lightsaber using a Force throw. When we get one more flashback, but this time, it's of Anakin Skywalker saving a civilian. And it was this very deed that made Bar's crew members so loyal to the Jedi once Order 66 took place. Ironic how Anakin set that pride and care only to be the one that was the cause of the end of the Jedi as a whole. As Master Bar throws away his lightsaber, he names the Inquisitors one by one, telling them that he knows they are all Jedi back at the temple before the Purge. As the ninth sister steps up and tells him that it doesn't matter, that he's going to die anyways, and they know that he's just a Padawan too, Bar says,
"Oh, the past does not die."
Telling them that he has been studying the past while he's been hiding away from the Empire. As he flips off their helmets with the Force, he concurs that they are all young clones, just as he suspected, probably brought here after the Purge as expendable troops for this mission, or once like it. As he looks to the Inquisitors after they tell him that he's going to die regardless, he tells them,
"Once a Jedi, always a Jedi. Execute Order 66.
When Bar executes Order 66 in the last episode to the batch of very young and fresh clones, the Inquisitors are fired upon by every clone before them as the 10th brother is brutally killed, just like Ki-Adi was. Rest in peace. Bar tells them that the clones must obey their programming, no better than droids in a sense. As he leaps over them all and runs to the exit with Verla, the remaining Inquisitors are busy deflecting the onslaught. Master Bar, who's really just a Jedi Knight, tells Verla that she must leave the planet with as many allies as she can find. He tells her that there are other Jedi remaining, as he hasn't found any death records of Obi-Wan, Yoda, or Quinlan Vos yet. He tells her to find one and have them teach her, which is super cool since this means we'll finally see a familiar Jedi train her, hopefully. Asking him to come with her, he says,
"No. I have another fight ahead of me, one I intend to win."
As the Inquisitors send a massive force push to the clones, they open a pathway to the exit, when the sixth brother swings his lightsaber back and slices off the ninth sister's leg as a means of making a definite getaway, as the clones would focus on killing her. Meanwhile, Vader is outside King Li Char's hideout when his guards all begin to fire upon Vader, giving us a flashback, or rather flash forward, to Rogue One against the rebels. He redirects all their blaster fire to them and cuts them down, making his way up the steps and deflects the king's immediate blast back to his hand and knocks the blaster from his grasp.
Tarkin, I have the key.
Very good, Lord Vader. Transmit your precise location. Take King Li Char to a window. You have the coordinates, Lieutenant? Yes. Very good. You may fire at will. Very good. As the Star Destroyer fires upon the planet, millions and billions are destroyed in the city as the king watches his planet boil and burn to the ground. You are beasts, parasites, evil, but destroy as many cities as you like. It changes nothing.
A twitch of my finger could end you forever. You are central to nothing. You do not matter. You have been lied to. No, Vader. I told him the truth. We shall see. Why did you come here? Your death will achieve nothing. My death is not certain,
I would just straight up
Sith.
call
I
the
kill your
mannequin.
Inquisitors,
Look,
perhaps. I will kill you. No. I sense something. You know you cannot defeat me. Yet you came anyway. There must be a reason. I sense pride.
As Jedi Bar tells Vader that he will be the reason Palpatine's cursed empire crumbles to ash, Vader catches on quickly.
You assassinated the Imperial Ambassador. Of course I did. I couldn't take the risk that negotiations would bear fruit, that this inevitable conflict would be delayed.
As Bar tells him that he needed to stir the pot, essentially between the Empire and the Mon Cala, he was the one who blew up the Imperial shuttle in order to speed the process of the rebellion, to light the fire to it. As the king hears that the Jedi caused this whole feud, he orders the planet to fall back, telling Tarkin in the transmission that he surrenders, where Tarkin accepts but continues to destroy the planet anyways. As the Mon Cala get in transport ships to flee the planet and live in space, Vader continues to fight the Jedi Knight, who tells the king that this fire started today against the Empire will inspire trillions of lives in the future, as was his plan.
You are no Jedi. Perhaps not. Not anymore. Makes two of us, eh? But I made my choices, and I might not be a Jedi, but I still beat the Sith.
As the Empire fires upon the fleeing vessels of Mon Cala, who have their full shields up, we see the last clone alive from his mission.
This is over.
This is not over. You will see Mon Cala will rise again. Somehow, someday.
There is no Mon Cala. Mon Cala is gone. There is only the Empire.
As Vader gets into his shuttle and flies off into the depths of space with the king held hostage, we can only wonder what the next issue will bring us as he puts him before the Emperor, which will surely be an issue to watch.
Where's his butt liquor?
As the story takes place on the Outer Rim, sometime after the events of the last comic, Tarkin speaks to one of his 19 hunters who spotted movement. As Tarkin checks, he sees Vader standing on the high ground wearing the skin of a Valath, which was the apex predator of the planet. Apparently very hard to kill, a monstrous creature that could camouflage into its surroundings, and he did it without a lightsaber. As Tarkin tells the story, he explains how he needed a plan. I have been privileged to watch Vader at his bloody work. On more than one occasion, blasters are almost useless. He can deflect the bolts, whether with his lightsaber or his command of the Force. Therefore, I outfitted my team with flame weapons and slug throwers. Tarkin literally sets Vader on fire here, which is Anakin's biggest fear, sand jokes aside. It even makes Tarkin, through Vader's body language, detect his fear, which is a first. Check out my latest video that I made talking more about this, and I go more in depth about it, so let's just move on. Tarkin's motive was to debilitate Vader's lightsaber from him, since he can't block fire with it, but for Vader, it didn't matter, did it? Since the fire may have been okay, but the flamethrowers were not. He learned that through Vader's heavy suit, he left footprints everywhere, not to mention his breathing could be heard from far away. He was learning his prey, and fast. Tarkin is an amazing hunter. He was narrowing down Vader's weaknesses, but in order to do so, he sent him expendables to kill, and in return, Tarkin continuously learned. He had a droid take Vader's lightsaber away, a mission that took 4 days and 6 men lost, but his team was finally successful. He believed it would be over, that an enemy became easier to kill the more enraged it had become. And from his observations, Vader treated his lightsaber with care and emotion. He even recalled seeing Vader touch it during meetings with Palpatine subconsciously. It was the only thing that Vader showed emotion and care for. Soon, Tarkin and his men found out that Vader didn't need his weapon. He enjoyed killing up close and personal, and the more angry and enraged he became, the more powerful he was. He can use the Force to crush his victims' windpipes, break their bones, pull their eyes from their heads. I sent more men to die, choking on their own blood, so I could learn how close he needed to be to kill with the Force. Once I acquired his last piece of information, I believed the hunt would shortly draw to a close. I was mistaken. Now here's where Tarkin rounds up a couple of Chadra fan trackers to listen for Vader. However, they were led into a trap, an echo-sensitive area with cliffs where the sound of his raspy breathing was heard from all around.
Wasting time.
As he picked off the hunters one by one until Tarkin moved his men to safety, Vader is literally depicted like this vicious animal that takes them into the night. Now, this is a theme that the directors from Rogue One were clearly trying to state. Vader was unleashed in the corridor against the rebels, and here he is again in the comics, depicted as some sort of vicious animal, almost like a predator. No, literally like a predator. Tarkin, as he sets up camp, asks the last fan tracker, Sissian, if he hears him.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to watch a fucking a movie right now. So I already know YouTube frowns upon that stuff while we play. So everybody on YouTube, if you can, head over to either Kick, or if you don't, if you head over to either Twitch, or if you don't want ads, head over to Kick. Because I'm about to end the YouTube stream, but I'm not going to end the stream, like my general stream. So if you guys want to continue watching on YouTube, head over to Kick. It's the same name that's on, my name is the same thing that's on YouTube. So just head over to Kick, and either Kick or Twitch, and hop in there, because I'm about to end the stream. We're about to watch some actual Star Wars. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. Alright, yeah, peace. By the way, I will have a video up and running by the time I wake up today. We're gonna be doing there's like some more stuff that came out about India and like China, so we're gonna be covering that stuff. So make sure to watch that and tune into the live stream for that, because I'll probably stream that too. But yeah, YouTube.